Hey Insider Living, I'm Kai and this is Paul, and this is our 1.5 bedroom garage apartment in Austin, Texas.
Up this one flight of stairs is our living room.
So this is our space. We are located in Terrytown, which is not too far away from downtown. It's a little bit more west of Mopac, if you know where that is. Let's see, for our space, we pay about $13.50 a month for just rent. Our utilities are a bit higher than some of the listings that you've been watching before. We pay around $200 in the summer months, but it's projected to go down by about half in winter just because it gets so hot here. Our apartment as a whole is about 900 square feet, and let's show you the rest of it.
So we don't have a lot on our walls, but I do have this piece, which I've had for like 5 or 6 years that I got at South by. That piece that it was thrifted. It's a map of France. Here's our bar cart, which is Facebook Marketplace, which is actually everything in this place, thanks to Kylan.
I bought pretty much, I would say 90% of the furniture in this place off of Facebook Marketplace because we're really thrifty, but it makes for a really fun space.
Are you plugging our thriftiness? And this is the kitchen, and yeah, it's perfect for us. We really don't need a lot. It's got the basics. We make good meals in here.
Yeah, it's going back to that vintage thing. It has like these really old vintage counters and this like farmhouse looking sink that we really like. We've also spruced this area up with more plants. The storage goes all the way to the ceiling, so there's a lot more than we actually need, which is a really great plus. And we have a semi walk-in pantry, which has definitely come in handy. We don't use it all, but it's a huge space, and so that's been really helpful just to make sure that our space, which is our kitchen, which is pretty small, doesn't get too cluttered. So that's been a nice touch to have too. So it's really cool being in a garage apartment because it's unique, and y'all have been seeing some apartment complexes in this series, but our place is really vintage. I think it was built in maybe the 50s or 60s, and so there's actually some things throughout the house that we'll point out that are still like has that retro vibe. Like some of our hardware is still like the original hardware, like the knobs in the bathtubs. The doorknobs and stuff are all like these really cute crystal doorknobs, which are really fun throughout the house. In this bathroom we get a lot of light, which is really great, so we don't have to turn the lights on until about 7 p.m. or so. It's pretty basic, but one thing that's really nice about it is there's a ton of storage. The storage goes up to the ceiling in here. Pretty basic space, but definitely big enough for the both of us. So here's our bedroom. It's actually a really decently sized room, and it comes with 2 closets, so we each get our own. We have DIY'd a lot of our space, as you might have been able to tell, but we made these hanging bedside tables that we're really proud of. And yeah, we really like this space. It's really big. We kind of wanted to go for like a very minimalistic feel. And it doesn't get as much light as some of the other rooms in the house do, but we've tried to open up the space with plants and mirrors. And right next to our bedroom is actually the studio.
Right off from the bedroom, we have the studio, which luckily enough, they didn't list this place as a 2-bedroom because it is a small room, but it works perfect as a studio and study. And recently we painted a black accent wall for fun and to make these speakers pop. We're both full-time freelance creatives, and I'm a musician and actor, and this is where we work and create. And this little closet is in the middle of a renovation, but it's going to be a vocal booth where I'm gonna sing and produce other people singing in here. Got a little mood lighting going, soundproofing, and yeah, little DIY project to make it work for us, the space.
Paul and I both grew up around music and instruments for pretty much as long as we could remember. I didn't pursue it full time like he did, but we did want to make this space as like interactive and useful as possible and kind of sprinkle some of like really important and personal things throughout the space. For me, it's this red guitar that was fixed up and given to me by my grandpa, who was a classical guitarist. And it's really special just because it's nice to have something in here that's, you know, meaningful and tells like a little bit of a story, and just like our heritage and where we come from. Yeah, we accented this place too with lots of plants just to keep it, you know, inspiring and natural. And Paul showed you the closet. We have a lot of storage in this apartment, even though it's pretty small, so we got lucky there, and we've been able to transform some of the spaces into more useful things than just storage. So here's to the rest of it. So we're both full-time creative freelancers, which is really fun. Right now I'm working at an advertising agency and I'm creating TikTok content for a really big brand. So that's what I do full-time right now.
I'm a musician and actor, podcast producer, pretty much anything I can do freelance from my home.
So I've been in Austin since, well, I went to UT and then I graduated, went to New York and came back. So I've been living here for about 3 months now. But I've been in Austin for about 5 years total, on and off. So yeah, how about you?
My stay has been a bit longer. I grew up here, so was here for like 22-ish years. And I moved to LA, I moved to Brooklyn, and I moved back to Austin. Pros and cons of Austin, I think kind of depend on how big it feels to you, because some people it's like too big for them, some people it's too small for them. I think a con is that it gets really hot in the summer, and the summer lasts for like 9 months, like 100-degree weather. But if you like the sun, that's a pro for you.
Yeah, I think we really like it because, I mean, our families are in Texas, so that's always a pro. I think in terms of like getting into certain industries like film or TV, it's a little bit of a con just because it's a little bit more competitive for like smaller projects, I guess. I think overall though, we love the area. Austin's beautiful. Our neighborhood in particular is really like walkable, and we have a lot of like great local places around us that we support. But yeah, I mean, overall Austin's really cool. And I would give it maybe like a solid 8 out of 10 stars if there's like a star.
Are we rating it? Are we star
now.
rating Austin? Yeah.
How many stars would you give Austin?
What's 10, like
I don't think 10 exists.
Tokyo or something?
Sure, yeah.
I've never been, so I don't know.
Well, yeah.
But I would probably put Austin like at a 7.
All right, safe.
Thanks for viewing our place, Insider Living. Have a good day.